Welcome, everyone. Today, we are here with the future leaders from the Transformation Leadership Program. They are going to share their insights to the program and hopefully also some tips for the future participants. We shall see. But before we start, let's have a round of introduction. Could you please share who you are, what project you are leading within the program, and also why you joined?
Yeah, I'll kick off. My name's Dan, and I'm working with the Kenner Centrum here at the HVR. And the role of the Kenner Centrum is it means the Knowledge Centre in English. And the purpose of the Kenner Centrum is to bring together the research that's being done at the university. And they've asked us to amplify the presence of the research that's being done at the university because there's all of these great research groups that are deep diving into these topics and translating that deep knowledge into usable outcomes for students in the curriculum or for other researchers to tap into as well is really valuable to them. So that's the task that they've set us. And how did I get into the DSS is a bit of a funny story. I landed in the Netherlands from coming from Australia, and a few weeks into my stay, I met up with Marco, and Marco's deeply involved in the DSS and everything that
Yeah, he was
that
our founder.
he's the founder, and he said, I think there's just a spot that's opened up, and I thought, oh well, just let me have a think about this, all right, and so I went away that night and thought about it and then woke up the next morning and I was so eager to send the message to the person I needed to send the message to, just like, yes, I really want to do this. But I really had no idea what I was signing up for. I just knew it was about leadership and I was excited for that. So that's my little story.
Sometimes these types of adventures lead to the best outcomes.
Yeah,
And
truly.
hopefully that's the case right now as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Well, thank you for hosting us. My name is Adam Muchawa. The project I'm working on with my fellow team, we are developing a smart tool, and this tool intends to optimize the design of first to know which plant one should select and how to combine them in green buildings in cities. And I find the project quite very impressive in a way that in many cities there are many buildings, but how those buildings interact with the environment, the people, the biodiversity. This tool will help kind of bring the natural way that a human integration of new infrastructure tend to not focus as we wanted them to do. So it's a nice project. I really enjoy working on this. And for the transformation leadership program, in the beginning, I wanted to be part in the digital traineeship, which focused more on the technical part of it. But somewhere in the process, an idea came about: is it just only having technical skills doing things, but also how to leadership skills or management or some other factors are involved in this? And I applied to both, and luckily I'm doing both. So
No regrets?
not really, actually more appreciative, because I get to dive into the technical part of the digital skills. And of course, I also look at some other aspects of the leadership. How do team comes together? I mean, our team is we have five, and this agile way of working with five different people, different background, different personality, but also day-to-day challenge. Someone is sick today, someone is more technical, another one is more creative. So bringing those talents together to one project, it's a very great experience, and it's something you do day to day. So you kind of go through how people start together, not a little bit of fear. How do I say this? The language barrier sometime, and then over time, across the sprint, you see people kind of bonding. at the personal level, at a professional level, and then over time you also see some kind of product being developed. So it's a very interesting experience to me to see in both kind of leadership perspective, but also being there hands-on work.
I think it's actually super cool to maybe dive a little bit deeper into this teamwork and how your role shapes their work, their outcomes, but also how do you bring the knowledge from the more theoretical part of the program into how you lead the team. Could you maybe share some of your experiences? Also, maybe something that you did not expect when you started the program, and then you started working with the team, and you were like, "Oh, okay, so this is how is it."
Yeah, maybe Adam has another perspective on this because you've been involved in the day-to-day working. But for me, coming in, I come in once a week, and initially when I started the program, I was really trying to be kind of like one of the people on the ground getting the work done, because that's what I'm familiar with, is like really doing that legwork and doing the research and coming up with the ideas and all that sort of thing. But as the program went on, I realized that my role was actually something different, and that my role was about greasing the gears of the people that were actually doing that work. And there were new behaviors that I needed to adopt to make it possible to do that, things that I haven't really had to do before. And, even something as simple as creating a spreadsheet to document expenses. Like, it sounds so kind of mundane, but for me, that was like, I did that. It made a really powerful effect in the team, because all of a sudden there was like a format for people to use and to implement, and it kind of greased the gears of collaboration. And I guess that's what I would say I've discovered is some new behaviors that I can adopt when I take on leadership roles or like a product owner role within an organization.
And those little things, right? We might think, because we are used to work in various environments, also with other types of people, other group dynamics, we might think, oh, it's not really relevant. But indeed, those small adjustments might make a lot of differences. I think that's also part of why the traineeship program is structured the way it is structured, right? With its own rituals, with its own steps that every team needs to go through. Could you maybe share, Adam, a little bit more? How was it for you to kind of step into this also very structured way of working?
Yeah, I think I would say first, as a learning journey, it's very interesting after the learning, but during the learning, it's not easy because I mean the theory of soft skills when you read it or when you're taking the session, it's very obvious. It's something very, but to go through it, to apply it in, of course, a team. Let's say start from the team that we work day to day, every day, 5 people, and then every day there's a different challenge at a personal level, but also on the project you need to progress. And the program itself is also a little bit intense. So every 1 month it's a sprint. So there's a need for the project, but also how to like facilitate a small team of 5 people to every day try to deliver something. And if there is one absence or not, a way to facilitate day-to-day dynamics versus the sprint toward the project. It's a little bit sometimes laugh to go through it. Sometimes you need to be motivating in your facilitation. Sometimes in your facilitation, you have to kind of let the team do what they're supposed to do. And that's for the team, but also we work with partners every end of a sprint or likely a month. We meet with partners, their expectations, there's the agreement of what needs to be delivered. So to go through there as a leader, as a facilitator, somehow in the center of everything, it brings a little bit of pressure to have things done to all aspects. But of course, towards the end, when you go through it, you also see like, I'm good at this. I tried this. It worked. This one, I need to add extra effort. So in terms of learning outcomes, it's a very great opportunity. Yeah.
And is there a tool that you've learned during the program that you think, oh, I definitely want to take it with me in whatever kind of job you are going to be in later on?
Yeah, a lot of them. We at the beginning of the program, we are given a set of different toolbox. There are a couple of methodology, but what I saw more interesting, especially when you're working like with a team, it's affinity map, where you start with, even if it's a topic that you never like came across, you first like bring ideas on the table from everyone, and then you try to see how those ideas are related. You categorize them, and then also depending on the intention of the project, you kind of, with that method, you let everyone be part of the process, but also kind of bring those ideas. The writing part also help people. So there's a lot of kind of step involved in that method that helps, even from any new topic that you know nothing, can help like a team of people deliver something in whatever matter of the time and resources they have.
And it
That's,
definitely brings everyone on board because they contribute personally.
yeah. I
So
think that's the one I would say. Of course, maybe also in terms of digital tech, I think being able to use AI and help those tools also deliver something. It's more technical, but also it does help when it's used in a way that everyone is involved and contributing.
can you relate, Dan? What are the tools that you are going to take with you?
I'm a total Scrum nerd now. I love it. Um,
That's the title on LinkedIn.
yeah,
I
yeah,
already
yeah.
see.
Total Scrum nerd. Scrum enthusiast.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
No, I'd heard about agile, methods, but had never really had the opportunity to really deep dive into it. And I'm such a Scrum nerd that I've actually adopted this methodology within my own like personal projects,
That's
and
so funny.
like kind of everything that I do now is like now in my Notion board with like my Kanbans, and I've got my Gantt charts, and I'm doing my, I don't know. I think sprint is a little bit like intense, so I call them cycles. So I'm even like starting to
Potato,
create my own
potato.
language around it. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just not so intense. I don't want to be sprinting all the time. There's time for relaxation in the world. But yeah, I would say that's the main tool I've taken away is working in rituals and working in cycles, and the power of having something like a sprint review, and having that deadline to work to. The way that moves a project along is just so cool to be a part of, and to feel that deadline coming up, and the way that, boom, then a deliverable is due. And now that I've started implementing this in my own projects, it's like I really have tangible goals to work towards, whereas it kind of used to just feel a bit like an infinite expanse of time with no clear, signposts. So
A little bit more
yeah,
control as well, probably as well,
yeah.
over all aspects that come into play when completing that particular project.
Yeah, like being able to draw the boundary and the border of, okay, what is in this sprint and what's outside of this sprint, and then being able to sort of just forget about everything that's outside of this sprint and just focus on just what's inside. I don't know, it just clicks with my mind, and I hope I can work with this method in the future more, because it's like just exciting to me.
Maybe that's your next career path. We are going to see Dan in 5 years giving workshops at DSS
Yeah.
about Scrum and Agile, and redesigning our whole curriculum as well
Totally.
around it.
Yeah. Not sprints, cycles.
And now you're in your final sprint.
Yeah.
Still some tasks to do, I can imagine.
Just a couple.
Just a couple. Are you ready for the showcase, or still?
Still a pie in the sky. Yeah.
A week to. I think we are ready, but of course, logistically, so many other things to put in order. Yeah,
It's gonna be amazing. Every time I talk to the transformation leaders during this podcast, it's like, oh, final weeks, and then you enter the space, the clubhouse, and it's brimming with energy. It's brimming with results, and I look forward to seeing it as well. Unfortunately, our time is up, but thank you, Adam. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. and see you next time.